So I'm Ramonda Raven with the American Realty, and I'm here with Cedric Rice, and I'm just gonna talk and discuss some things when I'm out and about in the community, and some of the buyers' perspective have questions. So Cedric, there's been many conversations about realtor and how responsive are you.
Hmm. Well, from a buyer's point of view, I understand firsthand the importance of communication. I have noticed that a lot of times one of the major concerns they're not calling me back. A lot of times we fail to ask questions. When is the best time to reach you? Is it your morning person, your afternoon persons? What kind of work are you doing? Maybe you can't talk a certain time. Maybe you only can speak on your lunchtime or after when you're driving home. Is it best to email you? Is it best to text you? What is your preference? I find a lot of time that's the missing piece from being responsive and communicating with buyers today.
Absolutely, that does makes a difference.
Mhm.
So some of the other things that have come across is the down payment assistance. What resources as a agent, realtor that you may have that can assist people, and as a result, you have experienced someone that has used this before.
That is a great question. Let me say first, every city in the United States have a down payment assistance program. Let me say that again. Every city in the United States have a down payment assistance program. Our process allow us to send links out to the public to see if they would qualify for these down payment assistance programs. These down payment assistance programs will run out sometime through the year. So it's best if you're interested in it to fill it out the form as soon as possible. It's painless. Within 2 minutes, you fill out these forms. A link will be sent to you, and it will say how many programs you qualify for. I've seen clients qualify for 11 different programs. Not that they can use all 11, but you find out which one works best for you, right? And you and your lender get together and figure out how to maneuver from that point on. I have a story. I had a gentleman who fell into one of these programs, and he only had to bring $642 to closing. Less than 2 months ago, I helped a young lady buy a house. Her program that she fell into for the down payment system program, when I say fell into, they gave her $20,000. She only had to spend $1,500 out of her pocket. Now, she saved $7,000 to buy a house, but she only had to spend $1,500. So these programs are real. I had a young lady about January the 3rd, we closed on her house. She had a down payment system program. This one was the Georgia Dream. They gave her $11,000, helped her tremendously with her down payment. So these programs are out here. You have to know they're out here and ask for them.
And that's a great explanation of how useful that resource can be. I personally have had a potential buyer that also qualified for Georgia Dream, and for her it was $10,000.
Mhm. So the situation that, let me just clear the air, a lot of sellers do not want to work with, let me say, a lot of agents do not want to inform their seller to accept a loan that's attached to a down payment assistance program, because the stigma is that it takes too long to close. I closed on a Georgia Dream in 29 days.
Wow, impressive.
29 days.
That's awesome. So is there any other disposal that you, with your experience, have utilized that has helped potential buyers?
So when it comes to working with a buyer, you have to understand buyers. And the conversation with a buyer in the beginning is so important. That orientation had to be grand. So, first, what you want to do is make sure you clearly understand the market, right? And then once they understand the market, you move forward and you figure out what's best for them, right? You can start a campaign where you can have homes actually sent to them on a new posting point. So every so often they would get an email alerting them that, hey, this home in this area fits your criteria, right? So they can do a campaign. I personally, I'm a hand picker. I want to hand pick the homes you see every day. You know why? Because there's a flaw in there. It doesn't state, rather, if you have a VA loan, you're going to get all the new listings that's in your 3-bedroom area, right? The price point, but it's not going to feed out if it's a VA. It's going to be accepted. Or FHA. It may be one that's cash and conventional only. So therefore, I'm not a strong fan of actually sending a campaign. I want to touch what I send you. I want to build a relationship in what you want so that when you see it, you know that we can move forward on it if that's something you like. There's a lot of resources out here. You have in-house, you have a lot of people that have homes that's not going to be on an MLS system, right? So that is a resource that we have where that we can actually look into our system to see if there's any, some people call it pocket listings. I don't want to call it a pocket listing, right? I want to call it just a customer that prefer not being on the market.
Absolutely. So one of my things, which soon will be planned out and coming, is the first time buyer seminar. And I think that's a great resource as well for people to come out and be able to talk face to face to different people that potentially can help them become a first time buyer.
I think the seminar for first time buyers is amazing. You know, as a realtor, our job is to support and educate the. It's not like they had to buy a house today, but
Right.
it's not like they're ever going to buy a house. But if we can educate them, they can help someone else as they process through the process as well.
Absolutely. That's what we have for today. Thank you very much, Cedric, for joining me in this conversation.
Well, I definitely appreciate the invite. And my name is Cedric Rice. I am an associate broker with the American Realties. I'm also the director of growth at the American Realty, as well as one of the outstanding instructors that we have here. We if there anything that we can do to support anything that you are doing, we'd love to help you. You'll find our contact information. We are not hard to find.